The North Stars of the NHL left Minnesota for Dallas, Texas, before the start of the 1993-1994 season. The North Stars owner, Norman Green, moved the North Stars to the city of Dallas because of poor attendance by the fans, outdated facility to play games in, and his own personal issues. It would be 7 years before the NHL returned to the state of hockey. The North Stars were a part of the NHL expansion, going from 6 teams to 12 teams in the NHL. Other teams included in this expansion were the Philadelphia Flyers, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the St. Louis Blues, the California Golden Seals, and the LA Kings. The first North Stars coach was Ren Blair. The Cleveland Barons eventually merged with the North Stars. Norman Green bought the North Stars in 1990. At the time, they played at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. The first season that Norman Green owned the North Stars, the team made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. They ended up losing to the Pittsburgh Penguins. In 1992, Norman Green was in negotiations to move the team to California to become the LA Stars. But since the Walt Disney Corporation were already looking into a deal with the NHL to start another expansion team, which later became the Anaheim Ducks, the NHL requested that the North Stars owner choose a different place to move his team. 3 years later, in 1993, Norman Green met with the Dallas, Texas City Council about the prospect of moving the team to Dallas. After the meetings, he gave all the council members North Star jerseys, signaling a move for the team from Minnesota to Texas. Norm Green said, "It'll take a miracle to keep the North Stars in Minnesota." It took 2 hours to finalize the move, and on March 17, 1993, they leased Reunion Arena in an area of Dallas called the Reunion District. Norman Green continually blamed the move on news channels and fans. They only had 5,400 season ticket holders at the Metropolitan Center. They had 3 different sports venues in the Twin Cities they could have chosen from, including the Metropolitan Center, where they currently played, Target Center, and the St. Paul Civic Center, where they could have played, or moving to Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas. There are 3 main reasons for the decision being made to move to Dallas over other options. First, their arena currently had issues, and although the team had asked for improvements to be made, none were. Second, their owner, Norm Green, had been charged with sexual harassment due to an incident with his secretary, and his wife demanded they move away. Lastly, the team had low attendance at their games, which meant low profits for the owners. On April 19, 1993, all the furniture was loaded up from the team's corporate offices in Minnesota and moved by trucks into Dallas. Star players including Captain Mark Tinordi, Mike Modano, and Neil Broughton moved to Dallas with the team. Fans were angry right when the news of the move broke, and they called the move a big love affair. The chant "Norm Sucks" broke out right away and can still be heard on occasion at Minnesota Wild games. Lifelong fans were confused and angry that they had left. 5 years after the North Stars left, a new NHL team came to Minnesota. In the 2000-2001 season, they played their first NHL game. Their name was the Minnesota Wild. The mayor of St. Paul campaigned for the old Winnipeg Jets to come, but they went to Arizona instead. The NHL expanded instead, and the Minnesota Wild were born. In conclusion, the Minnesota North Stars left Minnesota due to facility issues, their owners' personal issues, and low attendance and profit. Minnesota hockey fans were confused and bitter after the team was gone. 5 years later, the Minnesota Wild became a franchise, and their first game was played at the XL Energy Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. The Minnesota Wild drew a lot of attention in the state of hockey, and hockey fans were happy to have them, although many old North Stars fans were confused who to cheer for. Their new Minnesota Wild or the Dallas Stars? One thing is for sure, Minnesota Wild fans are cup hungry and would really like to have a chance at winning a Stanley Cup someday soon.